Hi and welcome to today's walk and talk. I'm in the park near to my house, and today I am going to be talking about the cons of living in Lisbon. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Linda, and in a previous video I talked about the pros of living in Lisbon. So today I thought I would talk to you about the cons. And if you haven't seen that video on the pros, I will link it in the comments above so you can go and check it out. First up, we have the rising cost of living. Well, Lisbon is a little bit cheaper than other Western European cities. The cost of rents have risen since about 2020 to the point where it's pricing locals out of the market, and it's also making finding an apartment for an expat extremely difficult and very competitive. Number two, we have bureaucracy and slow administration processes. Anything to do with residency, as well as setting up utilities or even setting up a bank account, can take a while. As you will recall, or if you haven't watched that video yet, when I was in Villanova de Moufontes last month, I talked about my residency, and I'm still waiting for an appointment to get my residency renewed. And I'm a little concerned because they extended our visas to June of this year, but for the renewals it says that your residency permit can't have expired more than 6 months, and mine expired in November. So if I don't get an appointment by May, I don't know what's going to happen. Some of the official processes still require you to come in person, and it still requires paperwork. Number three is difficulty finding housing. The rental market here in Lisbon is highly competitive, and many landlords require you to have multiple months of rent up front, and some of them require a grantor. One of my friends is actually looking for an apartment now, and the potential landlord wanted him to put 1 year of rents into a bank account with his name on it. Here's a beautiful view. I think it's much more sunny today than the other day when I did the video. You can see the plane coming in, and the airport is just to the right of us. But it's a gorgeous view. Number four is hills and accessibility challenges. Lisbon is famous for its hills. It's built on 7 hills, and it's also famous for its cobblestones called calçadas. Now, these calçadas are beautiful, and a lot of them have decorative motifs in them. I think they are quite dangerous. Oftentimes they are uneven, and as you're walking along, you have your stride in there, and all of a sudden you go down into a rut. I had plantar fasciitis for over a year. I didn't get it while I was here in Lisbon. I actually got it when I was visiting Seville. But every time it would start to heal, I would be walking in my normal everyday life, going to the grocery store or whatever, and step wrong, and it would send me right back into pain and recovery. Although my plantar fasciitis has healed, I'm still dealing with hip pain that I got as a result of having the plantar fasciitis from altering my walk from normal. And it's actually over a year that I've had this issue. I do all of the exercises that the physical therapist has given me, but again, walking on these calçadas every day, you pay attention to the ground. I've made it a rule that I watch the ground and don't watch, don't try to take pictures or get interested in anything else. I'm constantly looking at the ground so that I don't hurt myself again. Number 5 is overcrowding and tourism. For the past several years, Lisbon and actually other cities in Portugal have become quite the tourist destination, and that leads to overcrowding, It can be quite crowded downtown, especially in the summertime. Number 6 is public services can be quite slow. Customer service in government offices, banks, and the post office can be quite slow and inefficient, at least in my opinion. Number 7 is pickpocketing and petty theft or petty crimes. Lisbon is generally safe, but there is a lot of pickpocketing, especially in the tourist areas of Alfama and Baixo Chiado. And this usually happens on the trams or the metros or in crowded areas like a Miradouro. There's also scams targeting tourists and newly expats. So you just need to be aware of your surroundings and a little bit cautious. Number 8 is struggles with learning Portuguese. Well, many people in Lisbon speak some English. It's critical to know some Portuguese when dealing with local shops and the older generation who may not know any English. The Portuguese really appreciate it when you try to speak Portuguese even just a little bit. Oftentimes, if they speak English, they'll ask you if you would rather speak in English and they'll switch for you. And the last con I have is that people do not pick up after their dogs here. And this is actually a con, not just for Lisbon, but all of Portugal. I've been to several towns and cities in this country, and they don't pick up after their dogs. And this is a huge pet peeve of mine, since I used to be a dog walker right before I moved here. And I mean, just pick up after your animals. It's a matter of cleanliness and, stopping the spread of disease, right? Well, there you have it. The cons, or at least my cons, that I think are about living in Lisbon. Do you have anything that you would add to this list? Put it in the comments. So that's all I have for this walk and talk, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, please like and subscribe.